Well, hello there. How you doing? Welcome back to Ro2R Review, where today we're going to talk about all of that sweet, sweet Doom goodness. So man, out of nowhere, this week became a pretty big week as far as gaming news, coming right off of the heels of the Super Smash Bros. Nintendo Direct that happened the other day, which was fantastic. We've all watched it and discussed it. You saw me discuss it. Super excited about all of that crazy cool information. That game somehow just looks better and better every time we see it. Of course, also, QuakeCon is going on right now, and today was the big reveal of Doom Eternal. And of course, we all know Bethesda confirmed Doom Eternal as the sequel to 2016's Doom at E3 earlier this year. We were all really excited. We all had a lot of questions about it because they didn't show us anything about the game at that time. One of the biggest questions that I had, many other fellow YouTubers had, a lot of you guys had, is if Doom Eternal would also be making it to the Nintendo Switch. And a lot of us, well, maybe I shouldn't say a lot of us, I was certainly a little bit nervous that it might not be something we would see right out of the gate. However, one of the other huge pieces of news today is that, yes, Doom Eternal was confirmed to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. Now, oh my god, this is crazy cool news. I think we're all really, really excited. I am pumped. I'm really pumped, you guys. Like I said, I was a little bit nervous that this would be a game that maybe wouldn't make it to the Switch and we just got the first one as a one-off. Or even if it was going to come to the Switch, it might be something where we didn't see it announced or released until way down the road. And to be fair, the release date is actually still in question, but as far as the announcement, today was the first day and reveal of the game, and the Nintendo Switch was revealed right alongside of it. So this is really great news. And I'm going to, of course, get into the Nintendo Switch aspect and Bethesda's support of the Switch in a minute. But first, I did really quickly want to touch just on the game and the gameplay reveal that we saw today. So let's be real. I mean, come on. We all saw the gameplay for Doom Eternals, man. It looks incredible. It looks so sweet, so precise, so fantastically good, super fast-paced action just like the last game. Really kind of the next step to what that game introduced in terms of gameplay, because really the 2016 Doom did create a whole new sort of fast-paced, insane gameplay mechanic for a first-person shooter. It almost feels like if you were going to try to take some of those fast-paced third-person action games like a Devil May Cry or a Bayonetta and move it into first-person, I kind of feel like the first Doom is sort of what that would feel like. Maybe there's a couple more steps you would have to take with the gameplay mechanics, but overall, it felt like kind of the first foray into making gameplay like that work in a first-person perspective. Not to mention, it was a Doom sequel, so it had the whole hellscape thing and the crazy enemies, the monsters, the insane weapons at your disposal. I mean, it just did so much right, and of course it was beautiful, which never hurts a game. It was really, really exciting, and then that game came to the Nintendo Switch last year, and that was really awesome, a really solid port. And here we are now seeing Doom Eternal and what this game is doing. And while it does look like the same kind of game and same kind of gameplay, they obviously stepped it up. They essentially have dialed this game up to 11. Right off the bat, we've seen a couple of new things. There's the kind of stabby, it looks like kind of like a single-bladed version of the Predator's blade that the Predator character wears, where it's got the little two blades that just come out and does like a little Wolverine thing. He basically has this one blade thing that just comes out on the side, which is great for those melee death kills when you're in the middle of combat. So that was really cool. And then the other huge thing that they show right off the bat is I don't know if it was like an assault rifle. It wasn't the shotgun. It was just like whatever assault rifle he had this little hook shot on it. And when he first shows it, you just see the little hooks kind of load themselves and like do a little motion, and you're like, whoa, sweet. There's a blade on that gun also. That's so cool. But then right off of the bat, he uses it to hook shot onto an enemy, which pulls him right towards the enemy. Then he's all messing people up like crazy left and right, and he's hook-shotting into the environment and into other enemies and just moving around like crazy. And it's impressive to me because, like I was saying, already the first game really had like the speed dial up all the way. It was insane what they were able to incorporate into the gameplay as far as how fast you moved, how quickly you could go in and out of shooting combat and fisticuffs combat, the melee kills and all that stuff. And it happened at such a quick clip. It was impressive. I mean, that was the reason, in my opinion, that's the reason the gameplay worked in that game, and it was the reason that it was so successful and so popular. And somehow, with just the addition of this hookshot, not to mention whatever secrets we don't even yet know about, they've managed to find a way to take that and make it even better, even faster, more frenetic, more chaotic, but still make it so you know what's going on. Like, again, part of the secret sauce of that last game was introducing so much, but making it so the player never really got too confused. Because it could have been really disorienting to play a game the way the first game was, but they found that perfect kind of balance. At least I think, and I think a lot of people thought that way. And it seems like Doom Eternal is no different, even dialing it up to 11 with the hookshot and everything else. I mean, it just was incredible. Now, another really special thing I think to take away from today's gameplay reveal is when I compare today's gameplay reveal to the gameplay trailer reveal for the first game, which I think was E3 2015. It would have had to have been 2015, maybe 2016, but I think it was 2015. Something that I remembered taking away from that was thinking, okay, this looks incredible. The graphics are out of this world. The gameplay is non-stop, unbelievably fast, and so cinematic that I, and a lot of people at the time, questioned it. I mean, is this really an accurate representation of the final gameplay in the final game, the way it looks and the frenetic pace and feel of the gameplay? We've all seen many E3 demos turn out to be not accurate representations of the final product in terms of gameplay, and I definitely was skeptical. Even though I was impressed, I was also very skeptical of the first gameplay reveal, which, by the way, was like the same kind of trailer of what they showed today for Doom Eternal. And the big cool surprise was that it actually was a very accurate representation. Basically, they fully delivered on what that first E3 2015 reveal for Doom was. And so now, when we look at today's gameplay reveal, what's really great is I don't really go into this with a skeptical eye. I'm pretty much like, yeah, show me what you want. I'm going to believe everything you're going to throw at me because you proved me wrong last time. You absolutely delivered on the goods and the promises with the first game. So there's no reason to think that Bethesda isn't going to do the same with Doom Eternal. So all the insane stuff and the weapons and the combat and the hookshot and the jumping and the flying and the hoot and hollering, killing, stabbing in the faces, all of that stuff to me, I'm good. I trust it 100%. I expect the game to be as badass as it looks. So those are just my quick thoughts on the actual game, the gameplay reveal, which is arguably the most important part about this because it's the game that we care about. But I do also want to talk about the other awesome news here. Of course, we're Nintendo fans here on Rule of 2 Review. You know me. It's awesome to see this game announced for the Nintendo Switch, you guys. This is a huge, huge thing. It shows huge strides for Nintendo and for the Switch as far as third-party support, and it really shows Bethesda ain't messing around. This Nintendo and Bethesda love fest kind of mushy thing they got going on, it's great. It is great for the gamer, it's great for Nintendo and for the Nintendo fan. It's great for Bethesda and just the industry. We need to see Nintendo and the Switch overall be as healthy as possible, and I think one of the things that comes alongside a healthy console isn't just first-party support, and it isn't even just console sales, although those are huge, it's also third-party, multi-platform support. It does matter, and I think that we've learned it as Nintendo fans over the course of the last 6 or 7 years, that it does matter. And so seeing this happen, seeing Bethesda say, man, we are still on board with Nintendo, we're still on board with the Switch. Even look at this, our most graphically intense and crazy game, fast-paced game, super mature game. Yeah, we're also bringing this to the Switch. There is still the lingering question, and I talked about this quite a bit this morning on Twitter with a lot of you guys. There is still the lingering question about when the Switch version will release. Now, they did announce today, right alongside PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, they announced the Nintendo Switch version. All 4 versions announced today at the same time, so there's no mystery. No one has to start tweeting Bethesda and everyone and freaking out. Are you going to do a Switch version? When are you going to do a Switch version? Let's port bag. Like, no one has to do that. We know that it's coming to the Switch, which is a smart move, but of course, we don't have a release date at all for the game. I made a tweet this morning talking about how excited I am to see this announced, see the gameplay, see that it's coming to the Switch. This is all fantastic, but I hope we don't see a situation where the Switch version is delayed and releases after the other games, because I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of sick of that. It's time for everything to be day and date on the Switch for sure, and so I was nervous that that was going to be the case. Initially, some people, some very helpful people, everyone was just trying to be helpful, was trying to say, hey, it's actually been confirmed that it will be the same day and date. The Switch version will release alongside the other versions. And I was like, oh, I guess, you know, maybe I missed that, so I did some quick research, and the only thing I found was basically confirmation that that wasn't the case. There is no release date announced for this game, and neither Bethesda nor Nintendo have yet, even as of right now, neither of them have yet said that, yes, the Switch version will launch alongside the other consoles. There is just no release date information whatsoever. So I will say, I'm coming into this pretty optimistically. I feel like we're probably in a good space for this game to launch the same day and date as the other versions. Bethesda is showing a lot of confidence. I believe in Bethesda and their support of Nintendo. The Switch has been out for a while. They've obviously been working on the first Doom and now this Doom Eternal for all consoles, including the Switch, for probably a while, even though the game is confirmed for some time, at least in 2019. That much we do know. So I don't know. If they announced it today, the same day and date, why wouldn't it end up releasing the same day and date? I want to believe so. So I'm ultimately coming to this in an optimistic fashion. I believe it probably will be day and date. But we have seen instances where still this won't happen. Dark Souls Remastered was my example I used on Twitter, where that game was first revealed by Nintendo in a Nintendo Direct, and that was the first anyone heard about for any console, and they said coming to the Switch. And then it was confirmed later it's also coming to other consoles, but then the Switch version has gotten delayed. We still don't know a damn thing about it, and the other version has already released. So that was a situation where day and date, it was announced, but then the Switch version still slipped away. So anyway, the whole point is it's still a mystery. I think we can all be way more optimistic about it releasing day and date than with other games and previous announcements. But I think we also have to prepare ourselves for a real-world situation, you guys, where it does turn out that this version is delayed and doesn't release the same day and date. And I will say I think that's a problem. You know, it would be such a huge win for Bethesda, for Nintendo, for the Switch, for Doom Eternal, for us as gamers and Nintendo fans to have this game released day and date. It would send a huge statement. Bethesda's already been sending statements just by porting games like Wolfenstein and Doom and Skyrim over to the Switch, basically exposing any other company that's not bringing some of their other top-tier graphically intensive games over to the Switch. Bethesda's like, y'all are tripping because look, you could do it. So it really would just be doubling down on their support of the Switch, but you just never know. Bottom line, you never know. We're going to have to wait and see. I am so pumped for this game. I feel like if it was delayed for the Switch, if it's a significant delay, I might not hold out for the Switch version, which makes me sad. I said this on Twitter also. Like, I waited for Wolfenstein. I did not pick up Wolfenstein for the PlayStation or Xbox because I wanted that on the Switch specifically just to see it and to get it and to give it a shot and to support it. But with this one, I'm way bigger of a Doom fan than I am a Wolfenstein fan. Actually, Wolfenstein 2 kind of has disappointed me. I'm not really a huge fan of that game. But that being said, I was still excited for it before it launched. Doom, I already know I'm going to love. I know I will love Doom Eternal. So I want it on the Switch. I want to support it on the Switch. But if there's like a 6-month delay or longer, I might not wait. So either way, that's a future that we haven't yet reached. So I'm not going to worry about that anymore. I think I'm just going to call it good. It's really great to see Bethesda continue to show love and support to Nintendo and the Switch and to us, the fans. You guys, I mean, think about it. Bethesda doing this is also showing us that they care and they understand that we matter, something a lot of companies haven't done through Nintendo products in a long time. So that part feels great. And even besides that, just the game itself looks like, it just looks beautiful. It looks so perfect. I can't freaking wait to blow demons' heads off, man. Give me that hellacious combat. I'm just super pumped for it. So either way, that's what I have to say about Doom Eternal. What a great gameplay reveal. What an awesome thing to see Bethesda still showing support for the Switch. They know the Switch matters. They know we matter, and they're not leaving us in the dust. So that feels really, really good. And I say us as a multi-console owner, of course. I own all 3 consoles, and I love them. But still, they're supporting us, and that feels pretty great. So talk about it below, man. What do you guys think? Are you pumped for the game? Are you excited about the Switch announcement? What do you think about the release date situation? Do you think we'll see it release day and date? Do you think it's going to get delayed on the Switch? All this stuff. Talk about it below. That is going to be it for me. Thanks, of course, as always, for tuning in, guys. This is Rob of Ro2R Review, and I'll see you next time on another video.